yeah, I was calling people to set appointments to come do a tour. So, I thought it was really fun because everybody, all the team leads were encouraging us to watch Boiler Room with Vin Diesel, and
They encourage you to watch that. Hello, Flat Bill Nation. I'm Josh Zagloski.
And I'm Zach Spencer, Flat Bill Investor Podcast. We are here today, blessed to be joined by a serial entrepreneur. He's got 20 years of entrepreneurship, sales, commission-based sales, everything from timeshares, making the President's Club, which is a big deal in the timeshare world, all the way to starting his own mortgage company. Also, one of the few men that I know that was born with massive biceps. He had to do nothing to get them, has never stepped a day in the gym. He's just huge. We're here with Josh Graves from BullFit. Here you go, Josh.
What's
Welcome.
up? Thank you so much. And flattery will get you everywhere with me. So
For sure. I think a lot of us.
I like that.
Good. Love it. Well, we're happy to have you here and appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm super stoked. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, let's start it off on so the audience gets to know you a little bit more, Josh. And then we got two Joshes here today.
Yeah,
Josh Squared. It's awesome.
I'm feeling left out.
Jay-Z
and
right. JG. But yeah, so tell us, let's start us off, like kind of where you said you're a Utah boy. We talked a little bit before the podcast.
Born in Hurricane, Utah.
Your family, like where things kind of got started.
Yeah, Hurricane, Utah is ground zero of where Joshy Dale was born.
Joshy Dale Graves.
Which is about 20 minutes from St. George. For those who don't know, we say hurricane in Utah, but it's spelled hurricane.
If you know where Zion is, and if you're outside of Utah, they say Zion.
Dude, do you know how stupid they were when they settled Hurricane? Okay, so in the middle of the park, there's like an old, where a museum and like the background of Hurricane and all this stuff. And it said the pioneers actually, when they were settling, they went over they went over the hill and then they saw a hurricane and they called it Hurricane. Well, there is no way there was a hurricane because we are a landlocked state.
Yeah.
So it had to have been a dust devil.
Maybe a really bad storm.
So like hurricane is shortened because we're such rednecks down there.
There you go.
Just we're just too lazy to do hurricane. And then you find out that our ancestors are kind of lazy too. And,
there's a lot of funny ones in Utah, like San Juan and then Juab High School.
Yeah, Juab
spelled Juab. Like
I'm sure there's reasons.
Wob. Anyways,
I don't know.
There's a lot of funny ones in Utah.
We were really smart back in the day.
What do you do?
People get smarter every year, though.
Yeah,
that's good. And then so my parents were very young when they had me. They were 16 and 18, and so my dad had to make money, and of course in Hurricane there's no money. There's just dirt roads
for sure, especially back then.
Yeah. It's grown a lot in the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah, it was a pass by to St. George town for a long time.
Well, and the funny thing is that down there everybody calls it Hurricane Lavercan. You got both cities right there.
Know that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lavercan and Hurricane.
So you grew up around a dad that was
young teens, 16 and 18.
Yeah.
And then they had no money, so my dad decided to join the Marines. And then we lived in Camp Pendleton area, Fallbrook, Utah, for a good amount of time, and then came back to Utah. Northern Utah, bounced around. They got a divorce, so they back and forth between northern Utah and southern Utah for me.
Okay.
Mainly Hurricane, Washington, and Draper, Murray area.
Okay. Cool. Is that kind of where you graduated high school down south, or?
Well, yeah, a little bit back and forth. I went a little bit Draper, Alta mainly. That would be as close to a hometown as I get, I guess.
Yeah.
And then my second hometown would be Hurricane. But yeah, so Alta, the majority of from 12 to 18, I was.
And then obviously we're going to talk about BullFit, and you're a very fit guy.
Yeah.
Any sports in high school? Were you a sports guy or?
Dude, I moved too much. So I actually ended up moving 21 times from K1 to K12.
Wow.
So it was
that's the
really
Army, that's the Army life.
Marine life. Yeah. So in the Marines, it was, a lot of back and forth there too, because in the Marines, whenever my dad would get called overseas, my mom was encouraged to go back to Hurricane because single
She has some
young
help.
girl. Yeah. So I'd encourage to go back to Hurricane. So it'd be back and forth, for those 5 years.
Yeah.
And then it was back and forth between Northern Utah and Hurricane because sometimes my mom wanted to live in Washington, and then she's like, I got to get out of the small town. My dad enjoyed the small town, so he was down there. Yeah, it was kind of all over the place.
I grew up in a small town, and then we moved to a larger town in Layton. Then we just moved back to my hometown, which is a small town, which is it's growing all the time, though, just like Hurricane now.
Yeah.
You graduated high school, and then what?
I did graduate high school.
You did do it.
Dude, I did do it.
21 times.
I had to get really creative, I'll tell you that.
Well, we joke about that in my house, too. I was going to say, the old saying about C's get degrees. C's will get you a high school diploma too, and that's sometimes all you need.
Oh, actually, D's will get you there. So that's what I did.
D's degrees.
They're like, please just graduate.
So I graduated from prison high school. I graduated from South Point. So I went from Alta to Valley, which is intermediate school, and I still was short credits by 5 credits. So I couldn't walk with my graduating class.
Oh, you did it after?
I graduated 2004, but I graduated in the middle of December because I was short those 5 credits. And it turns out if you do your GED, you get 5 credits. So I did my GED in one class in South Point, and then I got your
high school diploma.
But my parents were freaking out, because it was important that I graduate the same year as everybody else. And luckily I did, but it was just in December and not in May or whatever, whenever they graduate.
No, typically. And so that's kind of a great place to start, I guess, really. So, going from that to now we go through some of the things that you've done or you're accomplished or accomplishing, and you go, okay, that's, that probably plays a big part in your evolution as an entrepreneur, as a salesperson.
Oh yeah. I was always new Josh, never somebody that anybody knew. So I had to reestablish myself. I had to evolve in every situation, and it was kind of fun because I could be like a wankster at one school and then, like a redneck in another school or whatever it was.
You got to reinvent yourself. A lot of kids don't get that chance too. And I'm sure there's probably some pros and cons to that, but it's helped you, shape who you are today, which is great.
Yeah. And it was hard to stay focused on whatever was going on, because if you go from one district to another district, they could be teaching the same thing that you just learned at the other district, but it was ending the year. So you'd be short whatever was going on. Yeah. So the school system needs to be changed. It needs to be one standard. I don't know.
Maybe when you're running for the school board.
I would love to do that, because they don't think about those kids that move all the time.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but having to evolve and adapt to any personalities or people, especially back then, kids will try to fight you and stuff all the time.
I wouldn't try to fight you if I was a kid. I'm not gonna lie.
I went through puberty super young too, so I was always extremely big. Up until 8th grade, and then I didn't grow this way anymore. So I started growing this way.
When did you? I mean, obviously, you're super fit, and that doesn't just happen overnight. And I think we'll talk about a little bit about the consistency and things like that. But when did you kind of get into fitness and even the bodybuilding? You said maybe
I've always loved it. I've always loved sports too, football. But yeah, my dad being a big ass Marine, 6'1", 235, and just very angry at everybody, not his family, but like everybody else, he was a big dude that worked out all the time. So I get to watch that. My mom was a personal trainer. So both my parents are physically really gifted as it is. So always just kind of watching them and just being around it. So I'm lucky enough, like when I was, 3, I was sipping protein out of a sippy cup.
They knew already. Oh,
yeah.
So what got you into, we talked at the very beginning, 2 decades of commission sales. So what kind of got you into sales in general? Because I know my story.
Yeah. So in sales, I knew that I could, as long as it's commission sales, that I'm responsible for the money I make.
You're paid for what you're worth instead of someone telling you what you should be paid.
Yeah, trading your skills for money instead of time for money.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And then I could also go off my charisma. And, I knew that was my only real skill was charisma, because academically it just wasn't there.
Sure.
And so I could just, make friends with somebody and show them value in a product and sell that product. I thought that was super cool. A lot of the self-help books that I was reading, I was always reading. I was a vigorous reader. I could never, keep on task with whatever was going on at school. So after school, I read a lot. And then I didn't have, so sometimes it's really hard to make friends in certain cities, especially small towns. It's like almost impossible. Yeah. They won't let you in. It's really hard to get in.
Especially if you're not established there too, because you said you're moving a lot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. They see the city slicker come over again for like the 10th time. They're like, no, we don't want that. But anyways, I was always reading. And so reading, when I started reading self-help books, I think I was like 13. How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That's a great book.
Was the first book. But it's a pretty thick read, but I was already a really good reader at that age. And I read
it's actually a great book for teenagers as well.
I think they talk about, they either talk about entrepreneurship or sales. And then I'd see some of my neighbors that were like in car sales or whatever. And I'm like, oh, those guys are really cool. You know, they're like, you know, outgoing. They got the girls, they're outgoing. Yeah. They know how to talk to people. So yeah, I would just learn from them to pick their brain a little bit and, you know, decided to get into sales as soon as possible, which I did when I was a senior in high school. I started working for Worldmark or Trend West.
You started timeshares back then.
Yeah, that was my first sales job.
Wow. And that's, and for our audience that knows timeshares or whatever, that's a tough sell, you know? And you said you did it on the phone. Yeah,
I was calling people to set appointments to come do a tour. So, you know, I thought it was really fun because everybody, all the team leads were encouraging us to watch Boiler Room with Vin Diesel, and you know,
they encourage you to watch that.
timeshares. So, you know, they encourage us to do this, and you know, it made it fun to get on the phone, and I could act like whatever way I wanted. I could use an accent if I wanted. Oh yeah, like an Australian accent to kind of get over
phone sales. Yeah, that's funny.
Goof around fear a little bit to just keep
picking up the phone and calling. You know.
Yeah.
I was just a kid. Like I would just like space cruise at lunch and then come back and kind of be funny on the phone and just.
It's funny. It's funny because I've actually. So someone was saying, like my son, he's a senior. He's going to be, and he was kind of worried this last, I don't know, a few months ago about going to college or whatever. And he's probably going to be mentored from a friend of mine in real estate. And my friend said at one point, like, well, he probably should go through a class to learn first, or I can just teach him on this side. I said, what's good is he hasn't learned any bad habits yet.
Yep.
He hasn't learned but the biggest thing I want him to learn is rejection, because that's how you just kind of build that candy shell of
resilience.
You know, that's what pushes you every day is like, oh, they said no, I'm going to dial again.
You see some people too. I mean, they get a no and it like tanks them.
Oh, for sure.
Like, everything's shot and they're, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Or you just know that, if you know that you got to have 99 no's to get to the one yes, every time you get a no, you cheer and you go, okay, that's one more down. Because that's one more closer to the yes I'm about to get. Yeah. So your mindset flips a little bit.
Yeah. So that was tour setting. And then you learn how to like do hit these bonuses to make good money. And I always heard my team lead had like a Ja Rule type voice, but he was like 90 pounds, white guy,
Yeah.
He's just like laughing like, oh yeah, Margaritaville, that's the greatest, like, yeah. Like he just talked like this and I'm like, what the heck? And this is my team lead. He was super strict. His name was Taylor Shepard and he made me call him Taylor. I was like, hey, we're going to go space cruise for lunch. Do you want to come? No. My name's not Shep. My name's Taylor. Like his friends would call him Shep. So I was like, hey, Shep, do you want to go? He's like, no, you call me Taylor.
He made you earn it, huh?
Yeah, he made me earn it big time. Because I saw this guy later down the road. I did retail sales after this for RC Willie for 5 years. And I learned a lot of really great things.
That's good.
Warranty, how to sell warranty. It was a really top rep with warranty sales there. Anyways, the pay is not great in retail. You get up, so you get a lot of bats. Try up to the plate, but I didn't. I wasn't making that kind of money I really wanted to, and it was a short term thing for me.
Definitely learning experience. Oh, yeah. That's what I always say is we need those learning experiences throughout that. I was working out of the gym and I heard this real bassy voice echoing, and it was Taylor, and I'm like, oh hey Taylor, Josh Graves, I don't remember, but I saw how hard of a worker you were because dude was working his ass off. Call. And he had the townhome, he had the girlfriend, he had the car, and he's like, I'm like, how's life? He's like, oh, it's great. Yeah, I'm in upgrades now. And upgrades was that coveted position that we all wanted to get to where everybody had Hummers
was crushing it, like, and they're all just beefed out and having a good time. And he's like, I made it to upgrades, I'm making 25 grand a month. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And I want to be there. He's like, okay, cool. Call me Shep. By the way, it's Shep.
I earned it.
That's good.
Yeah. And so I earned it. And started doing upgrades and upgrades. I learned a lot. We're doing 72 dials, about 3 hours of talk time. And you're just slamming the phones, talking to new people.
But it's more warmly. There's people who already have something that you can then play off of versus just a cold sale.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's warm. I mean, these guys, they're in timeshare and they haven't used their timeshare 90% of the time.
Oh, shoot.
So a lot of I would say 40% of them are going to be really mean to you.
Yeah, they're like, I just paid that yearly fee.
Yeah,
now you're calling
the maintenance fee. I just paid it.
Yeah, so, I just paid that. Nice try. I haven't used it. I don't really use it too often. But you're like, okay, well, why did you get it to begin with? And what their why is and the big picture and their legacy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, you learn a lot about rejection right there. And I'm like, you know what? Nobody in mortgages is being told to go kill themselves and get hung up on. So I'm like, my mom had been
changing industries.
My mom had been doing mortgages during this time, and we're kind of competitive. So she saw me doing well with timeshare. She started cranking it up in mortgages, and then she started doing really well. And I was reaching a 5-year mark with timeshare and upgrades. And I always said I would leave somewhere if I'm somewhere for 5 years.
Yeah.
If I'm not working for myself, I'm leaving. Gotcha. I've already learned everything I can learn. So anyways, she started really well with mortgages, decided, hey, let's go try that out. And created a list for free. I got a bunch of people's names and when they bought a home. And then I just mass style all these guys saying, hey, Josh Graves from such and such. I noticed you bought a home during this time. I think I can give you a better rate. And I just did that out of mass scale, and it was really easy. I eventually got 1 deal, and I got 2 deals, and I got 5 deals from this lead list that was free because I would just find the phone numbers on the internet. And
so cool.
That's pretty awesome. Big money.
And you're not scared to dial in at that point.
No, dude, dialing, being told
by that time,
whatever.
Not. Yeah. It just needs a new product.
You were doing Josh's Jay-Z's favorite thing, smile and dial.
Smile and dial.
Smile and dial, baby.
Dude. Smile and dial.
So, hey, let's fast forward a little bit. So going from mortgages, WorldMark to mortgages to, you said you even did some real estate in there, to BullFit.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, I went on my own. I became an entrepreneur. I hit huge milestones with mortgages, had a year over 950 and a year over 550, decided to go on my own. I'm like, okay, that is the hardest business to start, is a financial institution. There's so many guidelines and all this crap. My buddy Harrison and I had been working out here and there, and he proposed an idea to get on board with a workout company. And I'm like, dude, I've been thinking about this too. What do you have? And he showed me BullFit with the logo and the name. And he's like, me and Ben have been kind of working on this a little bit, but if you like it, let's go at it and really blow the hell out of it. And I'm like, yeah, I was thinking of a 4-legged creature too. It wasn't as cool as a bull. It was a goat. So
you do goat, like greatest of all time kind of goat thing.
Yeah. But bulls are way cooler and way stronger.
And you're built kind of like a bull, so that makes it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that was So we went full send with that. Came up with some upfront money to get it started, and really just started cranking out like crazy day one. We're talking all the time. We text each other all the time. We're in front of each other all the time, which is great because these are my really close friends since we were kids. So.
And this is like a year and a half ago is when you started it, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to say, a lot of probably people watching this or listening to this are entrepreneurs. They're in some sort of business mindset. So you're a fairly new company. What would you say the biggest stumbling block you've had to overcome since you started has been? And then how did you get over it?
Well, the stress of being an entrepreneur. So I own 2 companies, and being, splitting that attention correctly was extremely stressful at first. And, if I didn't have my partners with me, then there's no way I could be where I'm at with BullFit. So a lot of people have come up to me, oh, I started a supplement company. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. They're like, we've been, established here for a little bit, and they think, oh, well, it's going to be easier or whatever. But I'm like, dude, I would be nowhere where I'm at if it wasn't for my partners that have certain skills that I don't have.
Yeah.
Like distribution, R&D, manufacturing.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
I didn't really think about this till till we were talking about, like, you have to have somebody who like comes up with the flavors and like test and make sure you have enough coconut and enough. I'm like, I never really realized that you have to have like even a flavor engineer. What do you even call them? Like the person who does your engineer. I don't know who does your.
We do panels. Me and my partners will go there and we'll do panels and say what we like. I'm a blueberry nut, so a lot of our stuff has blueberries in it. But yeah, we go through it together. Todd, Ben, Harrison, and I will all go, flavor test.
Yeah, because I posted a thing yesterday. Your hydrate flavors, I love like all of them. They're so good.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a big fan. Yep.
Oh yeah, I love it too. Yeah, it's really good.
The way you described it is the book you read, Who Not How.
Dan Sullivan.
Who Not How.
There's a book that
we
both love. It's by Dan Sullivan called Who Not How, and
you basically just described that. You should read that. It's a great book.
Really?
Yeah, since you're a big reader, like you said.
Oh, I'm not anymore. I was.
You're listening now?
YouTube's like I just YouTube.
I listen to books. I don't read.
I've got a huge library.
I'll send you the link to the audiobook.
As an entrepreneur, like I'm like working on my companies 24/7. Any spare time is going directly towards that in a high level. So I apologize, but it's very low reading.
No, it's good.
What cash advertising is one that I did most recently.
What's it called?
Then fanatical prospecting and cash advertising. Cash advertising is marketing, a marketing book.
Okay.
And I'm like, dude, I know so much. Let's just go add all these philosophies.
Well, and that's one thing that we talked about a little bit, and I've talked with you about, is that I think your the way you guys are marketing right now is so creative.
Oh, thanks.
They're not like their typical, let's play it safe. It's like, we were joking that the one is, the progression of how much pre-workout you take, that I don't know, all of a sudden until like you're snorting lines of pre-workout.
And I would tell the audience to listen to this part. This is something that you want to learn from these guys, is their marketing and their branding, their creativity is revolutionary. You guys have done great.
Oh, thank you. You don't want to live in the gray area. You just want to go full send with it. So if you believe in it and you go really hard at it, other people will believe in it and go really hard at it too. We had that billboard up for a while. It said, tired of feeling bucked up with a retarded deer. And that was like stationed right
I didn't know
at
that.
the turn of the bow, going right into Utah County. So like the heart of the beast,
Shots fired.
That was really huge for us. That was like 3 weeks before FitCon, and it was awesome. I mean, the owners of Bucked Up came right up to our booth like immediately when we opened. And some people knew who they were, so they were taking video footage. And I went up and met them. I don't know who they were, like probably like, this guy's gonna be a douchebag or whatever. But I met him, and they quickly let their guard down, and we hit it off. They're very nice people. But that was like our first big like roll of the dice.
Yeah,
and
that is a big. I mean, so we've been in a spot where you even like making decisions of like merch you're gonna put together. You kind of waffle back and forth. Okay, do I do this shirt or that shirt? Or But hitting send on the order for that billboard has got to be a little bit like you're like, here's the art.
It just shows that you guys are all in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was fun.
I love that.
And then so and that also comes back to that we've been friends for 20 plus years. Me, Ben, and Harrison, the co-founders, and we're always trying to make each other laugh in the end. So like whatever is going on, it can never get too serious because we're always trying to make each other laugh, like we've done since we were kids, So we're always pushing that envelope, and we're like, hey, let's just go at it, and let's be confident about it. And
did you guys hire in your branding and your videos and stuff? Did you guys hire kind of a pro at it, or did you guys just kind of like start comparing notes and start writing stuff down, like the humor, went to like a panel or someone that gave you good critique, or what's?
We come up with a lot of the initial scripting and all of that, and all of our advertising. But we do have an investor that came in early on that I met through another early investor, friend of mine. And he's been great to work with on video and photography. That is something we do not know. And he knows that to a T. So
that's awesome.
That's why our content looks
again,
so
loading up whoever you need on the bus before the bus gets rolling. Sounds like you got a great team. And
Todd the pharmacist introduced me to this guy, and I was like, hey, what do you do, bro? Too. And he's like, media. And I'm like, we need this.
Yeah. Todd,
like,
Todd's
how can I get you on? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Todd the pharmacist. Yeah. And that was, I created Todd the pharmacist.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Todd, it's cool. Raymond Todd Linsky. When I introduced myself to him, I said, my name is Joshua Delgraves. I also have a redneck middle name, and then we like just hit it off like that, both family guys. And, when we started BullFit, it was about 8 months after I met him. And I was like, dude, it'd be really dope if you got on board. And, I got your signature on all our pre-workout. Would you be down for that? And it took, months for him to say, okay. But he's like, he's, so involved with the formula and everything, because I'm asking questions for like a year before that about what I should be taking, because he's a really smart dude. Anyways, he's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, well, let's brand you as Todd the pharmacist, because it's a redneck middle name. And so he changed his Instagram handle to Todd the pharmacist. And
dude, that's awesome.
His is crazy. Yeah. That's a cool story too.
Yeah. So marketing is a lot of fun. I really love marketing. I did sales. I'm an entrepreneur, but marketing is what I really, really love.
That's definitely going to continue to guys help continued success for you guys. And it shows. I mean, we'll make sure, obviously we'll have your Instagram handle for BullFit on the bottom of the YouTube, channel and show. I feel like we can talk forever, especially since
good.
Another Josh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, as we kind of wrap up, what's one piece of advice? So if you're for the listeners out there that are starting a company or starting a nutrition company or whatever entrepreneurial thing they're doing, what would be like one piece of solid advice you'd give to someone if they just came up and said, what's the thing you could tell me, that would really help me on my way?
Oh, just reach out to other entrepreneurs. So like find some other entrepreneur that you look up to or whatever, ask them a lot of questions, create a little bit of a community. Because it's really scary. As an entrepreneur, you're like solo. You're just in the middle of the ocean by yourself. It feels like, especially off the get-go, you're like, oh my gosh, like nobody wants to talk to me.
It definitely helps to have other entrepreneur friends.
Yeah, it's great advice.
Yeah,
that's great advice.
Advice.
So Josh, we've been on here for a little bit. Where can people reach you? Where can you find BullFit?
Okay, so bullfit.nutrition on Instagram, or just go to the web and do www.bullfit.com.
Easy.
And that's easy enough. And then if you want to reach out to me, or you have any questions, just reach out to me on Instagram, Joshua Delgraves, D-A-L-E.
Redneck middle name.
And that's D-A-L-E, because originally when you said it earlier, I thought it was the computer. So D-A-L-E, Joshua Delgraves.
Yep. When we'll put it in there.
We'll put it in there as well.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks guys.
Good. Well, dude, thanks for being here, man. It's been good.
Thanks, boys.
And, I hope we can do it again.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. And Flat Belt Nation, invest in your future.
Invest in yourself.
This is the Flat Belt Podcast, signing off.